So welcome back to the channel, everyone. Triple M here, and finally about to get the PC build on the way. I know I've been teasing you guys for seems like months now about this awesome build that I'm gonna do, but it's finally starting right now, and definitely want your input in this one. So I want to know how much experience you guys have when building PC, and that will kind of help me determine how I want to go about this PC build. So if you guys have a lot of experience building PC, no experience at all, completely novice, drop that in the comment section below. If you guys are looking into building a PC and you like that step-by-step instructions, I have a lot of quality parts here, guys. Some are high-end, some are mid-tier. Definitely want to give you guys a walk around of what the components are before we start building. So definitely want to let you guys know that this is going to be broken up in a couple videos. One of the videos I want to focus on the case. This is one of the most important decisions that you're going to make when building a PC. Secondly, I want to focus, of course, on the build, what components go where, how to properly mount your components, and one of the tasks I took on for this build is I want to make it a full water-cooled system. So this is going to be a custom loop, which means I will have to bend the tube in myself, I will have to put the fittings on myself, and it does take a lot of effort, precision, just to make sure this is done right. You don't want to set up a computer and then just have water or coolant leak all over and destroy your components. So definitely want to focus on the case, focus on the build, and also want to focus on the cooling system, which is going to be a complete video. Like I said, drop your comments in the comment section below. Let's go ahead and take a look at the components. So the case that I chose for this build is the Cooler Master H500m. Now this case, I actually fell in love with it, looking at some of the reviews, looking at some of the features, and that's why I decided to do a full video just showing you guys what to expect from this case and what your different options are. Now CPU of choice was the Ryzen 9. This is a 3rd generation processor, guys. This is a 3900X, top of the line CPU from AMD, and 12 core 24 thread processor, guys. This is one of the best and fastest CPUs on the market. The max boost for this is 4.6 gigahertz, and the base clock speed is 3.8 gigahertz. Like I said, this is one of the best CPUs on the market. This is comparable to the Intel 9900K, and can't go wrong with this processor. It is kind of pricey, but if you're building your PC to be future-proof, definitely recommend it in my opinion. Now the graphics card I chose for this build is the NVidia GeForce. This is the RTX 2070 Super. This is a brand new card released about a month ago, guys. This card is awesome. So here's some of the specifications. And I will be adding this card to my water loop system as well. So I will pull off the fans and I'll put the cooling block on there. And like I said, I'll make a dedicated video for that. So here's the RAM I chose, Corsair Vengeance. This is DDR4 4, 8 gigabyte 6, so 32 gigs total. And the speed on that is 3600 megahertz. Of course, you can see it does have RGB, so I should be able to program some good effects with this. As far as the SSD for putting my operating system on, I went with the Aorus NVMe 4th generation SSD. Now the 4th generation SSD, guys, gives you a lot of speed. So if you look at it right there, guys, PCIe 4 gives you speeds up to 5,000 megabytes per second. So this thing is built for speed. So the board that I chose for this build is the Aorus. This is the X570. Of course, this is PCIe 4, compatible with the newest generation, guys. The reason I chose this particular board is because it checks all the boxes. It does give me the USB headers that I require. It does give me that PCIe 4 compatibility that I'm looking for. So you're gonna see this board once I unbox it, guys, and it does look good as well, and it does have some RGB lighting built in. Now we talked about the liquid cooling a little bit, and these are the main components of the cooling system. That's not only going to make this look great, but it's also going to keep my system cool to give me a lot more options if I do choose to overclock it in the future. Now this is part of the Hydro series from Corsair, guys. They make some of the best products, PC components, in my opinion. They are kind of pricey, but most of the time you pay for what you get, and you're getting quality when you go with Corsair. Now first we have the pump from Corsair. This is the XD5, and of course this is RGB, so you can't program the lights. Now what's cool about this pump is that it's self-cool, guys. No need for a fan underneath. What happens is the liquid flowing through the reservoir would actually cool the components. Now next we have the XC7, and this is the CPU water block essentially. This will sit on top of your CPU. We'll have the liquid running through it. It does have RGB RGB built in, so you can go ahead and program it. And this is ideal, especially if you want to go with overclocking. This will keep your system nice and cool. Here's a third component of that robust cooling system I'm trying to put together. This is the XG7, and this is for the GPU. So as I mentioned before, I will be removing the fan from the GPU, and I will mount this guy on here. I get it sealed up and get the liquid flowing through it, and that should keep my GPU graphics card nice and cool as well. Now for the power supply, I went with the HX1000 from Corsair, and the reason I chose such a beefy power supply is because I want something that's going to be future proof. In essence, I'm going to have a lot of lighting on this, a lot of components running, and I just want to make sure that when everything's all said and done, if I wanted to add additional hardware or components, I won't have an issue with power. All right, so a couple other things. I got some system fans from Corsair, and of course RGB as well. Do have the Corsair Commander Pro, and this will control the fans as well as the pumps for my cooling system. Do have a couple 360 radiators, but the plan is to put 2 in the loop, and we'll see how that works out once everything's all said and done. In addition, we do have some tubing for the water loop. All right, I will have to go in and bend these myself. Excited about that. Do have the coolant for the system as well. This is clear, but you can add colors once you get everything all said and done. Bottle that you put the coolant in, put it on top of the reservoir. Self-explanatory. This is my Pcie Extender, and what this will do is allow me to essentially put my graphics card in sideways, guys. So how I'm going to set up the loop is that the graphics card, instead of sitting like this, it's going to be sitting like this, and that way you can see the RGB as well as the liquid flow on the side. We have our thermal compound go on top of the CPU, of course. And this guy right here is a jumper, guys. What this does, it goes on the 15-pin connector on your motherboard, and this allows you to turn on the pump while you're filling it. That way you don't have to fully turn on the system and have the risk of damaging. So that's going to be in the water loop video as well. We have some fittings for the tubing. We also have a fan splitter from Corsair. So that's most of the components for the build. I do plan on getting a new keyboard and mouse as well for this build. Not urgent right now when I have so much going on and so many components. So let me know where you guys are as far as your proficiency or your level of expertise with building PCs. And that will kind of dictate how I go about building this computer and present it to you guys. So drop your comments in the comment section below. Please hit the thumbs up on this video. Share this video if you think it might help someone. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.